Okay, that's right. As you can see in today's video, we're going to be talking about induced voltage. And we're going to be doing that as we take this wire and we move it through this magnetic field. And this is the beginning of talking about generators, when we mechanically move a wire or a coil of wire through a magnetic field, and we can induce a current and a voltage in that coil and in that wire. We're going to talk about that kind of step one today. What we're going to do is we're going to take this wire, we're going to apply a force to it, and we're going to move it through this magnetic field, which is moving into the page symbolized by the letter B here, our B field, our magnetic field. And this is a metal wire, as most wires are metal. And you can see it has charges in it. Now, of course, I didn't draw all the charges, just drew some of the charges. And when we move that wire through that magnetic field, those charges are going to first move in this direction, and they're going to feel a force due to the Lorentz force. As a charge moves through a magnetic field, it feels a force. So I'm going to move that wire, and those charges are going to get separated. Now, of course, when the wire stops, the charges will come back together, but we're kind of assuming that the wire is continuing to move through that magnetic field. Okay, and when it does that, those charges get separated by the Lorentz force, and we can determine the direction of the force on those charges using our right hand rule. Once again, this is my right hand. I'm going to take my thumb, take your thumb, turn your hand, and point it in the direction that the charges were moving. Not that the charges were separated, but the charges were moving, because it's that motion to the right that caused the charges to be separated. Take your fingers, point them into the field, because that's the direction of the magnetic field. Velocity of the particles, magnetic field direction in the page, and your palm points up, which means that the positive charges, because this is my right hand, points to my right, the charges are going to be moved up. The positive charges are going to be moved up, and the negative charges are going to be down. Now you can do the same thing to figure out the force on the negative charges by using your left hand, like this. Up, positive, down, negative. And the force is the Lorentz force. So we're looking at the force here on the positive charges, which we can calculate as QVB. The charge, okay, the magnitude of the charge times the velocity as they move across times the magnetic field strength. That is the Lorentz force, and that's the force that separates those charges. Now, when we separate those charges, we set up an electric field. An electric field wants to pull those charges back together, okay, because it wants to push the positive charges this way and the negative charges this way. When we have that electric field, it works in the opposite direction. And when we move that wire through that magnetic field, the charges move to the end of the wire and they stay there, and that tells us that those two forces are equal. The Lorentz force, which we calculate as QVB, and the electric force, which we calculate as the magnitude of the charge, times the electric field strength. And when that wire is moving through that magnetic field, and the charges are separated, and those two forces are equal to each other, so we can say that the force Lorentz is equal to the force electric, okay, or the force from the electric field is equal to the force from the magnetic field. And we can use this idea to derive the equation for the induced voltage across that wire, which we're going to do, of course, on the next page. Okay, so here's our equation, which we said, or our statement we said, that the Lorentz force is equal to the electric force. We know the Lorentz force is QVB. The electric force is Q times E. You can see we have a Q that's the same Q on both sides, so we can cancel those Q's. Now we have that the velocity of the charges times the magnetic field is equal to the electric field strength. You can see we want to calculate the induced voltage. We don't have the voltage in here, but we know that the electric field, okay, is involved here with the voltage, and that the voltage between those two between the charges is the electric field strength times the distance. Okay, now we don't know the electric field strength, but we want to calculate the voltage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the electric field strength, so to speak, by substituting the voltage, solving this equation for the electric field strength, which gives me the voltage divided by the distance, and substituting that into this equation. So now I have VB is equal to the voltage divided by the distance. Now I can solve this equation for the voltage, and that's going to that the voltage is equal to the magnetic field strength times the distance across from one end to the other of that wire times the velocity of the wire through that magnetic field. Now usually we don't write down BdV, we write down BLV, because we consider that wire to have a length, not so much a distance, but a length. Well, it's the same thing, of course. So this is the equation that we can use to calculate the voltage of a wire that's moving through a magnetic field, which the magnetic field has a certain strength, the wire has a certain length, and it's moving with a certain velocity. Okay, that's all there is to it. That's how we derive that equation. Now let's do a couple simple examples. Yeah, before we do that, I just want to mention that this is often referred to as a motional EMF. Not an emotional EMF, but a motional EMF, because it's an EMF or voltage that is induced by the motion of that wire. Okay? So let's see. We have here a wire that has a length of 12 centimeters moving through a constant, with a constant velocity with 1.5 meters per second through a homogeneous magnetic field, which has a strength of 0.5 milliteslas. We want to know the potential difference between the ends of the wire. Now this is just kind of a plug the values in here. We know the voltage is equal to the magnetic field strength, which this says 0.5 milliteslas, so I put 0.5 times 10 to the minus 3 teslas, times 12 centimeters, which is 0.12 meters. We've got to have everything in meters. And this is given in meters per second. The velocity, we just leave it like that, and that gives us the voltage across that wire would be 9.0 times 10 to the minus 5 volts. Okay? Pretty straightforward. Now we can do another kind of similar example. This is one you often see in a textbook. We have a plane, and basically the wings of that plane are just a giant wire, a really long wire, and we could calculate the voltage across the tips of the wings of the plane, because the plane is actually flying through a magnetic field. That's right, it's the Earth's magnetic field. The wings have a length, and the plane is flying with a certain velocity. So the charges are actually separated in the wing of the plane as the plane flies through the Earth's magnetic field. Now, is there a lot of voltage? Like if you could reach out and touch the ends of the wings of the plane, could you kill yourself with the voltage? Let's find out. Very interesting. Okay, so here the magnetic field strength of the Earth is pretty small. 5.0 times 10 to the minus 5 teslas. The length of the plane, the span of the wings of the plane is about 70 meters. And it's going about 280 meters per second. You multiply that all together and you get that is 1 volt. So no go. You couldn't light a light bulb really with that, and you couldn't hurt yourself by reaching out and touching the wings of the plane. Okay? You'd probably die because the plane would be moving. You'd fall off the plane anyway. Okay, so there you go. That is how you calculate the potential difference, the EMF, across a wire that's moving through a magnetic field with a certain velocity. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that very helpful. If you did, please do all the following 4 things. 4 things, I think. Let's see. Subscribe to my channel. Get all my excellent physics, chemistry, and math videos. Give me a thumbs up for this video. Leave me a nice positive comment in the comment section below. And don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this video with all of your friends. Show them how much you care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.